What is up, Comic Book Nation? Connor Casey here, and today I am blessed to be joined by Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. Guys, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is a great setup. Our major players logo back here.
Hell
we need something like this in our spare bedroom at home, in our little studio. Yeah.
No, we do not. We don't, actually.
No? All right. How is Nashville treating you guys?
I mean, I saw the hotel gym. I saw the inside of an Uber.
We kind of just come in and out of towns, and I try really hard to see things and do things, but it's exhausting.
When was the last time you guys had a day off? We got to go back a few months, I imagine.
We have a couple days during the week that we just hang out with the dogs and stuff like that. So this week, we have off tomorrow, which is Thursday, but we fly right back out Friday.
Sure.
So that's a day off, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're loving what we're doing. We're creating our own schedule. We're our own bosses. So, I mean, we're setting ourselves to work. So we can't really, yell at ourselves.
We can't be angry. We make our own schedules, so.
Well, let's knock out the wrestling stuff. Matt, you got Trevor Murdoch interfering in your matches. You got Bully Ray calling you out on Twitter. Yeah, why are the big guys coming after you?
Bully Ray is somebody I watched growing up, obviously, but he's been extreme shaming me on social media. He's saying I'm not extreme, that I'm not hardcore. I'm the deathmatch king. He's too busy with Busted Open, his radio show. He's the past. I'm the future. And as for Trevor, he's the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but he didn't beat me. I got injured. I had to relinquish the title, but he knows that when I won it, I beat him. So I think that pisses him off a little bit.
Sure. With Bully, does that need to happen in a GCW deathmatch, or does that need to happen in NWA?
I don't think GCW wants to book Bully. They don't want to deal with his bullying, his politics, his BS. But someone's going to make that match sometime, somewhere, and I'll be ready because I'm always ready.
Smart. And then Chelsea, you've been teaming with Deanna. VXT is a reality now. Is it everything you guys hoped it would be?
It totally is. I mean, we were told time and time again that best friends don't make great tag partners, and I completely disagree. I think we're on the same page in and out of the ring, and so this is just another step in our friendship, honestly.
Sure.
I'm her maid of honor. We live 3 minutes from each other, so
you guys gonna come out with the titles at the wedding? That would be cool.
No,
at least a picture. At least a picture, though, right?
Okay, well, maybe for
it's all about branding, guys.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you talk about being your own bosses. You got podcast networks. You're running your promotion. You're at different wrestling shows every week. I saw you guys at WrestleMania weekend. I was sitting in the WrestleCade lounge, and I see you guys bolt across the room carrying all your bags. And then Jim Viscardi messaged me and says, they're not going to have time to talk to you today. I'm like, I understand that. Do you guys think you've set the new standard for what wrestlers should aspire to be if they're not signed with someone like a WWE?
I was actually just speaking about this with somebody. I think both of us are the busiest we've ever been. And I also don't think that anyone has been able to simultaneously work in as many companies as we have this year. But I don't necessarily think that's us changing the game. I just think that that's everyone stepping it up in the wrestling world, especially independent wrestlers.
And I'm not saying that I'm the hardest worker in pro wrestling, but who works harder than me? I'll say that.
Me?
But here's the thing, we're our own boss, and I want to prove that, listen, WWE, great, AEW, great. And if either of them called me, I'd pick up the phone 100%.
Sure.
But I want to prove you don't need one of those companies to be a successful pro wrestler. But you have to work your ass off.
Yeah.
There are people who were released from WWE the same day that I was 2 years ago who've done nothing. And I have no sympathy for that because you got to make things happen. And we have.
Sure. Let's talk about the fun stuff now.
Yes.
Last great movie you guys got to watch.
Ooh, we saw Maverick.
Yeah, we just watched Top Gun. Matt had never seen the original
I'm
Top Gun.
guilty of that, too.
Yeah, it was good. We watched the first one, and then we watched the second one.
And it was perfect because the second one has so many callbacks to the first movie.
Sure.
I mean, the whole thing, right? So I loved it.
I thought it was great, yeah.
We also watched Lightyear.
We did. We saw Lightyear.
What'd you think of that one?
I dug it. Yeah. It was weird, though, because you don't know what to expect, right? It's like...
It was definitely not what I expected at all, but I really liked it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then last show, you guys had the chance to binge.
Ooh, what did we just finish?
Oh, man. We are definitely bingers.
I mean, Stranger Things, but we watched something more recently than that.
We just finished Made.
Yes,
that
was
and
good.
Made is on Netflix, and it was filmed in my hometown, Victoria.
Really?
So it was very interesting for me, but I'm sure it was annoying for him.
This is this place, and this is
my grocery store. This is my gas station.
And you're like, I don't get it.
I don't care either.
But we're definitely, we love a good binging
For sure.
show on Netflix.
Just sit on the couch with the dogs and watch some shows.
Awesome. Jim tells me you're a bit of a Star Wars fan.
Sure.
Are you heading back to the theater to see Rogue One when it's in IMAX here in a bit?
I won't go see it. I love Rogue One. I dig it. Chelsea has no idea what we're talking about right now.
Sure.
But I go and I eat the popcorn.
Yeah.
The lightsabers come out at some point. It's fun.
Well, she has a lightsaber. We went to
I brought one of those.
we went
There
to
you go.
Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars park at Disney, and made the lightsaber. So she goes along for it. I mean, I love Star Wars. I love that in 2022 we have all this Star Wars, new movies, TV shows. We have a theme park. So it's so cool. It's so much fun.
What do you think of Andor?
I mean, I'm going to be into it, I guess. I love all the little shows that they're making. Chelsea has not watched any of them, so...
Yes, I have.
What'd you
I
see?
watched The Mandalorian.
Well, there you go.
Okay, well,
Best one.
Who's
See,
missed
and
The Mandalorian,
The
though?
fact that I even knew that.
I think like I was watching it and you were just in the kitchen like listening to it.
Well,
And then Baby Yoda showed up, and it all got better.
exactly, I saw.
Exactly. Are there any rides you guys haven't had a chance to check out with all the new Star Wars parks?
No.
We've done all this.
There are
We've
no-
done it all. We live in Orlando just for the theme park. Well, that's why I live there,
Sure.
and then she lives there for me. So
But we went and did the California opening. We came back. We did the Orlando opening. We've been back to California
Yeah.
a couple times. So we've Kinda done it
Everything's
all.
off the list.
yeah, and I have to be one of the first people to do it because I don't want to be spoiled online. I don't want to see like the YouTube like ride-throughs. I want to be the one experiencing it first, for sure.
If someone's going to Disney World, Universal, down in Florida right now, 3 rides they gotta hit.
Ooh, they gotta hit. I mean, the new Velocicoaster,
Okay.
the Jurassic Park coaster
Okay.
is really cool. That's at Universal.
but also Hagrid's.
That's another coaster.
and I know you
at-
probably want to keep it to one at Universal or Islands of Adventure.
Harry
but
Potter World's like its own thing.
It
though.
It's its own
really
thing,
is.
for sure.
It really is. It's the best.
Rise of the Resistance at Galaxy's Edge. I think that's the #1 theme park attraction from beginning to end.
but then you got to go with like a classic. You can't narrow it. First of all, 3. You can't.
Tower
Well,
of Terror.
you got lines now. I mean, everybody. I mean, they got those day passes. It's a mess.
It's very
So-
confusing
Yeah, it
now
is.
with all the reservations,
The Genie app now.
Plus, and the Lightning Lane. It's very confusing. And we have the annual passes, and it's still confusing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Gotcha. Now, is the theme park podcast? Is that
Oh,
coming?
let's not bring that up, pal.
That
almost ended our relationship.
Oh no!
No, I'm kidding.
No,
but
let me just tell you, we learned very quickly maybe we shouldn't podcast
Yeah.
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do a lot of things together and we've learned to be a cohesive unit in wrestling. That also didn't come naturally. But we've learned, but the podcast wasn't really our thing.
Sure.
yeah, we have different styles.
Okay.
And it wasn't meshing.
I see.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
put that one on hiatus
Gotcha.
for now. Yeah.
Fair enough. So we had some fans send in questions.
Oh boy.
If you could cast yourself as a power couple in either Marvel or DC, who would you pick?
Oh, Marvel.
No, she's
But like,
asking who?
yeah, but I'm gonna decide.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I loved WandaVision.
WandaVision was great.
I really
and
loved WandaVision.
she did sit and watch that with me.
I love
dug it.
WandaVision. So, but there's honestly so many great females in the Marvel franchise that who would you be on your own?
Star-Lord.
There you go.
Oh, that's great. So then I guess I'd be the green chick.
There we go. That's a great answer. The green chick.
Awesome. Another one. Any toy? If you guys could do a crossover with any toy line.
Ooh.
Your Marvels, your DCs, your GI Joes.
Yes.
Any come to mind?
I would love to be like in a Ghostbusters or Ninja Turtles toy line. I mean,
Hey.
Star Wars would be cool. I'd have a purple lightsaber, obviously. But yeah, Turtles or Ghostbusters, I would dig that for sure.
It's been a huge year for Turtles in terms of video games. Have you played any of them?
I have not. I've seen all about it. We have the one-up machine at home.
There you go.
I love that. I'm not a big video game guy, believe it or not. Like old school games, of course, like arcade games. I'm a toy guy. I'm a toy guy.
Yeah.
I think she would kill me if I was into toys and video games.
Oh boy, you never see them again.
No, I barely see him. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
I consider you probably to be one of the biggest experts when it comes to the figure business.
Okay.
Is there anything you could change about it if someone came to you and said, hey, what's one thing we could change about this industry?
Man, I don't know. One thing I do hate, it's called fig swapping. It's like
Okay.
people buy things at like Target or Walmart and they take the figure or the accessory they want, replace it with something else and go return it. And the person at the like customer service has no idea that this is not the right product. They put it on the shelves, and then it's just there. Like some poor kid is getting this, not knowing, or his parents buying it for their birthday, thinking it's something special, and they're gonna be devastated when they're opening up this figure that's not the right way, with the wrong parts, the wrong accessories. I don't like stuff like that, but I don't have a solution to that.
Okay, fair enough. Any new bendies?
Don't fig swap.
Oh my God.
You heard the man. Any new bendies coming on the way?
Ooh, we got the major bendies. That's our toy line. There's a Chelsea Green coming.
Nice.
Let's see, who else is on the lineup? We have Joey Janela coming. We have the British Bulldog coming. It's just something that we've always, wanted to do. I love toys. I love wrestling toys. And I've been fortunate enough to have a bunch of wrestling figures myself and work with a bunch of different companies like Super 7, Mattel, Jax. But I wanted to create our own thing and be in control of the whole process. Choose, the outfits we wanted, sign the people we wanted. So, I don't think she actually signed a contract, but she's on board. But it's a lot of fun.
I signed a different kind of contract for life.
But it's been a lot of fun to create the toys that we want to create, and that the fans enjoy them. So it's been fun. A fun little process.
Are we in the golden age right now of figures?
Oh, 100%. I think, especially for wrestling figures. I mean, there's so many different companies. You have AEW and WWE making the two main lines. Then there's major bendies, but it's not just guys like us. There's Zombie Sailor doing these heels and faces of these old retro style figures. There's all these companies popping up. Super 7 who make the major wrestling for podcast figures. Boss Fight Studio. I'm gonna forget some of these names, but there's so many figures, and it's not just for wrestling. Star Wars. There's so many different Star Wars lines. The Black Series, the Vintage Collection, the Funkos. It's hard to keep up, but there's something for everybody.
Yeah, you go into her office right now, you'll see hundreds of Funkos.
Yeah, but she doesn't collect anything. I tried to convert her to be a collector.
I don't collect a damn thing.
Is it just the art of collecting?
I'm an organized person.
Okay.
I like things concise and to the point, and I don't need excess of anything in my life. I've just always been that way. I'll tell you something though, I don't know that I had even been to the toy section of Walmart, and now
no, like the back of your head.
I'm telling you, I could beeline it straight there in every single store in every country and state.
I taught her well. You got to check the figure section.
Of course.
100%.
Gotta scratch that itch.
Even if you're not looking for something, you got to check just in case.
And I do now. Sometimes I find myself doing it without Matt, and I'm like, I don't actually even know why I'm here. I just found myself walking around. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Have you ever just randomly stumbled on something and him being like, holy crap, buy that now?
No, never. But I stumble upon things that are exciting for me, like seeing my friends as figures. And whenever somebody sends me a picture of my action figure in the wild, I think it's amazing. I've never seen it in the wild.
Got it.
Never seen it out in the wild.
So she's learning. I'm teaching it.
Yeah. So when I see it, when I see a Britt Baker or a Dakota Kai or a Tegan Knox, I always send them pictures because I know how it makes us feel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys are here for NWA tapings right now. What else is coming up?
Oh man, we got the Wrestling Showcase this weekend. We have GCW. She's Impact Tag Team Champions. We have our own FWF, the Figure Wrestling Federation. I don't know if you can see. Oh, the wires there. Oops, sorry guys. But that's our own wrestling show that we put on because we do the podcast. Now we do wrestling shows. We do live podcasts on the road, the figures. It's busy, but it's a good busy. We're keeping busy, and I love it. It doesn't feel like work because we're so passionate about it and we're having fun.
It's hard to remember where we're going to be next week. You asked that question, and I'm like, what day is it today?
I got cast in a wrestling musical.
Right.
Really? Yeah.
Cool.
The last match, wrestling musical, that's going to be in September. I'm going to England. My September hasn't even started, and it's over. It's over.
It's all booked.
It's not September yet, is it?
It's not even.
It's almost, in a couple days.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's a good busy, and we're living the dream, so we can't complain.
That is so cool. Well, guys, I can't wait to see what all you guys do next. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you for having us.